So is this the line for Dragon's Maze?
Wow, the line is really long.
Mommy, there's no
We'll meet up
shade.
later.
How long will you wait?
As long as it takes.
So you guys are only going to do this one ride all day?
It won't be that long. Probably.
Mom, can you get us food?
But wait, are they cutting?
Caleb, food is so far away.
Should I say something?
Daddy, pick me up. Mom!
Hey, there's a line here.
Daddy, swing me.
That's like 20 people.
my God.
One person holds the line for 20 people? This is bull.
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
Hey, this is Doug,
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
and you're listening to the It's Funny, That Makes It Okay podcast. And we hope you enjoy the show. Here we go. Hey, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the It's Funny, That Makes It Okay podcast. I am Doug.
I am Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we're going to get started. It's the 18th of April. Hopefully everybody had a
Halfway
wonderful
through
Easter.
April.
Halfway through April. It is hard to believe.
And
Rain,
yet
rain,
the weather
rain,
still
rain,
stinks.
Yes,
Yeah.
cold and rainy.
Let's get past this.
Why do we live in Illinois? I ask myself that question every day.
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, so I'll lay out the kind of what we got going on. I think we each have one little thing this week, and then we got a Would You Rather segment,
Yep.
and we're going to talk about some relationship stuff. I've got one story that really doesn't go anywhere, so I just kind of shoved it into a spot.
Shoved it in.
Shoved
Yes.
it in. And then we're going to talk about Cracker Jack is now Cracker Jill. So we got some thoughts on that as well. But I think we all have something. So Greg, I think you said
Yeah,
you'll start off.
I was thinking about, last week I griped about my food experiences in St. Louis when I was down there. Well, the reason we were late going to get food is we were at a country concert. Chris Kane, I think was his name. And I just got thinking during the concert, a lot of country music is about, jilted lovers or, trucks and beer and tractors. And they really do like their beer though. I was watching the CMAs the other night and they bring out a can in a koozie and they're holding it out, and everybody's just, yeah, beer, And we were at this country concert and about every third song, this dude would bring out a beer and he would hold it up like Mufasa holding up Simba over the, lions. It's like, beer! And everybody's just cheering and yelling. And it's like, we don't do that with like Diet Coke or anything like that. Why has beer gotten this, thing in country music where they like worship it? It's like they're holding it up above the crowds, and then he would chug it down. He would.
In fairness, I think more than just country people like beer. I mean, beer is pretty popular.
They do. Yeah. Mike's got his shower beer. Do you do that in the shower though? You hold it up and then bring it down
beer.
to your mouth, and
The crowd all chants your name and cheers.
those bathroom crowds are.
The crowds are not part of the equation.
Oh,
It's just me and the beer and the bartender.
the bartender.
So he's there.
Well, yeah.
I think every music though has their own, because I mean, there's some music to say maybe they puffed up.
Yeah.
So they're holding up the little bit the
righteous
J. They're rolling a
bud.
J and they're holding that up like, yeah, smoking the weed.
Yeah, I mean, he did switch to tequila for one song too. He held it up, and the girls
It
all down
wasn't
there,
the sa- it wasn't
they
the
got
same.
their beer cans underneath, and he's pouring it over. They're getting drenched with tequila, and it's like, okay,
That's when you lifted your shirt up and it's, no.
Yeah. I want a Diet Coke. I couldn't get him to get me a Diet Coke though.
I think if you're complaining about this, maybe you were too old to be at the concert. Just a thought.
Or I'm not country enough. I don't know. It's probably both. But yeah, I don't know. It was just funny. It's just,
Well, and then
it's
it's
a funny thing to watch. I mean, it's,
Did it
Well,
make
you said you went to like the liver. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say,
Finish
did you
yours.
want to go get a beer after that?
no.
Okay. I was say, I'm sure people, you know what? Hey, yeah, I'll go grab a beer.
You've
$12.
gone to what?
$12
What was the
for
last
beer.
one? So the Little River Band was that?
Yeah,
one you
that was,
went to?
yeah, we hold oxygen tanks up,
I was thinking the guy's holding Viagra. Yeah, Viagra!
throwing out
Different pills.
out tablets
Oh
to
yeah,
the,
you got something for incontinence. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh. Prune
They're
juice.
still cheering. It's just for a different drug.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just funny to watch that certain things.
I agree. It's a dumb thing to cheer. Somebody holds up a drink like, yeah, Richard.
Yeah, I mean, they were just
I'm
yelling.
not cheering. I don't do a lot of yelling anyway. I'm not a big chanting fan. People they'll do all the like chant or whatever. Never have been. I would be bad in a mob because I'm like, I'm not chanting.
Yeah. Well, this place had a big, what would normally at a nightclub maybe be like a dance floor, and that's where all the crowd was just crunched into the stage, and they were wall to wall on that
Sounds
floor.
horrible to me.
And there was we were up sitting in chairs and, wheelchairs. In the senior section, no, we were back further, and they were but there was a lot of drunkenness going on.
Well, that way
down.
also you get to leave a little early, and you
we
miss all
did.
the parking.
Yeah,
or you miss all the traffic, not parking.
Of course, then we decided we wanted food, and that whole
blew that whole
story. So, but anyway, the whole beer thing just struck me as humorous to watch. So, anyways, that's all I got, Mike. Or
You want to defend your beer or what?
Well, no, I enjoy
I'm not ripping on. I mean, it's just funny.
No, I would agree. I mean, you see, like sporting events, people all the time, they'll go up on the, the Jumbotron,
Yeah.
they'll focus on people and they'll chug the beers or
Yeah,
whatever.
pour it all over their face. I mean,
enjoy your beer. I mean, there's no, I don't cult my beer.
Now
It's
you make your
just a
wife
beer.
cheer your beer whenever you hold it up. Though that's part of the you hold it up.
Go,
beer.
The bartender does it too occasionally,
Okay.
so he's pretty good at that. But
well, I think this country singer, I think he probably actually drank about a third. Most of it was on his shirt, because he's just.
I'm surprised he's wearing a shirt. Actually,
He did wear a shirt.
I
He was
think
pretty
that's-
ripped.
Maybe that's how you know who the true country
how do you know
country
he
guys
was
are.
ripped if he had
Well,
a
you
shirt
could
on?
tell. You could tell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you just flunked the test. I'm not going to say what
Lori and I
kind
were
of a
just-
test it is,
Lori and I
but
were
I
just
think you
talking
failed
about
the test right there.
Lori and I were just talking about that earlier.
See,
There's nothing wrong
If
with-
somebody said, go ahead. There's
No,
nothing
I
wrong.
was-
It doesn't help anything, though. It's not helping me to admit. And I would say, I'm an old man. I get it. And I would say, yes, there is something wrong. I'm not going to say.
What, admitting that he was ripped?
I don't know if he was or not.
No, I'm just saying it to admit that.
I just don't know if he had his shirt on, how you could tell. Did
You
you
could
have
tell.
X-ray? Oh, he was showing me something. I like what he was showing me. Like that concert, I was cheering his beer too. Woo!
It's probably like Greg was saying, is he had the wet T-shirt thing going on.
He did,
with his
kinda.
beer. Probably suction to him. I don't know.
See, no, that doesn't do it for me, but whatever.
Well,
I mean,
it
if
didn't
you
do it for
were
me
into
either.
that,
I'm just
that's
saying.
fine.
I'm just saying.
All right. Wow, we got off on a path there. Very
So,
uncomfortable.
I'm done.
We're
I'm
learning
done.
all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
Just
got something I saw. I sent you guys a picture that you haven't seen until just now.
Not with your shirt off or
No,
anything. I
no,
hope.
no, not anymore. I thought it was a joke, but I'm not ripped. So this is going to get Mike going. They have
Well, which one?
well, they're the same things.
Oh, they are.
It's Fruity Pebbles, and I walk by and I'm like, well, what? But on the bowl, it's got the Nike swoosh, and Fred and Barney are wearing Nike sneakers, and I'm like, what is this? It is called Magic Fruity Pebbles. I'm like, do they taste like feet? What is this? This is a horrible idea. I do not want sneaker flavored Fruity Pebbles. Now, in all fairness, when I started looking up in the corner, real small, you can win a pair of Nike LeBrons, 19 Low Magic Fruity Pebbles, whatever that. I guess that's a shoe they put out. But when I first saw it, I'm like, look at Nike and Fruity Pebble. We're going together. This is a little odd.
Well, it says milk changes color too.
Yes.
What color does it change to for shoes?
I don't know. Why don't they throw in some athlete's foot spray as well? Let's get the whole thing going here.
So
It's disgusting.
we knew it was inevitable.
It was inevitable.
The cereal.
And Gray has
Companies.
joked a lot about
Yes.
this, like, oh, what is it? The cereal into the dog food now? Are
Right.
they into the this or that? Well,
Cleaning
guess what?
supplies.
Here it comes.
Yeah, cleaning
The
supplies.
cereal is into everything.
Right.
They're going to partner up with everything.
Yep.
Now, in all fairness, sugary snacks are taking a beating here lately. So they probably are like, we need whatever we can to bring in some money.
And
But-
I did want to point out again that also we have mentioned this before in Doug's photos, the two he sent. It looks like it's fully stocked. Not one item.
Well,
has
now,
been
in
taken
all
from the
fairness,
shelf here.
I stacked that up there so I could take a picture
okay.
of it.
Oh, was the shelf?
It wasn't
Full?
even in a shelf. It was out on a pallet, and there was like one box left, so I stacked that up so I could take a picture.
Oh, wow. So
I don't know how many boxes were to start, though. I mean...
Well, see, now, is it because they want the cereal or they want the chance to
They
win
want the shoes. They want the shoes. Yeah. It's definitely a shoe thing. It's not the Fruity Pebbles.
Shit, I don't feel like Fred and Barney are really basketball athletes if you're going to have a spokesman out there.
No, they
Look
were
how
giving
awkward it is with their feet, with the shoes on.
I know. Fred's a small guy, or Barney is a short guy. I'm a short guy, but it's like, I don't know. They don't. Maybe
if they were
Tony
giving
the
away,
Tiger,
or if they were giving away
athletic.
If they were giving away bowling shoes, I could see it.
Bowling
because Fred and Barney bowled all the time.
Water buffalo hats.
Yeah. Not Nikes.
Pedal cars, stuff like that. But I think that they could have got a better.
We'll have to be
Captain
doing that
Crunch.
soon
Even
here
he's
anyway.
old, but at least he's the captain.
Yeah.
He could be like the manager of the team or something. I just feel like that Fred and Barney, and I love Fred and Barney. I love the Flintstones. I just don't feel like that is the best spokesman for your Nike tennis.
I don't even mind Fruity Pebbles.
Especially since all of their episodes, they're always barefoot.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Is seeing them with shoes, it
looks
throws
wrong.
you. It's like,
It
what
looks
is
wrong.
what's
But just think
going
how much
on?
better they could do in their car with those shoes on.
It might throw them off, though. They're not used to that. Maybe they get a feel for the ground and the terrain with their bare feet.
I think pretty soon that's going to be how I'm going to have to get around the
Barefoot?
Flintstone method.
Yeah. No kidding.
So anyway, that's all I had. I found the Nike Fruity Pebbles mashup there.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah. Every week it's something else.
It really. We could do a new cereal product, at least one new cereal product every week if we wanted to call it.
so.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. Is that all, Doug?
That's it. I'm
Okay.
all done.
Well, I've got. Okay, I'm going to sound like the get off my yard guy here.
And you're the young guy.
Yeah. Well, I think I put this in the notes for this week as the kids these days gripe. I think that's what I had that in there.
These darn kids.
There's been, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but it's been a trend lately, as all social media trends do. They blow up, and every
And then
kid,
hopefully go away.
eventually. Every kid has to, hop on the trend, right? So the new thing, I guess, that's been going around for a while is Orbeez. Do you guys know what Orbeez are?
No.
Sadly, no.
Okay, so I didn't either. But they're basically like these little tiny water or gel pellet things that you can use with like crafts. You can I don't know, they're in all sorts of these kids products, but people have found these like more or less paintball or airsoft like guns that you can fill with Orbeez. So they're like these little water beads that you can shoot at people, basically. So the trend is they call them like Orbeez Wars or something like that.
Huh.
So I've noticed, and I kind of attached a couple screenshots here of local police departments, from where Doug and I are from, and even Greg, like they're the Morton Police Department. They both had to come out with statements telling people what's happening when you see teenagers driving around in mobs with these guns shooting at people.
It's a good way to get yourself shot.
Yeah, it really is. So I actually would go to businesses in Washington, where Doug and I live, and I would see signs on doors, like at gas stations. There was one store I was at that had a sign too that it said on the door as you walk in, no Orbeez guns allowed on premises. We've got cameras, we'll catch you, that type of a thing. I'm like, what? What is this talking about? So as I started seeing those more and more around some businesses in town, that's when I started seeing these police department posts on them too. And so basically what's happening is these teenagers are getting these pellet guns that shoot the Orbeez. They form these like teams or gangs basically. And they literally drive around town shooting at other teams or gangs. But what's ended up happening here recently is other people, like kids or just random civilians, get caught in like the crossfire.
Or the crossfire.
Yeah. So I actually hadn't seen this until last week. I was in a parking lot, and I hear this car. I was at the Walmart parking lot in Washington. I hear this tire squeal kind of coming around the corner from where I was. This car comes ripping through the parking lot, and it's got 3 or 4 kids in it. They've got the windows down in the back with the guns shooting at another car as it drives past it through the parking lot. And it was maybe, 100 feet away from me or so as I'm walking into the store. It's like, what the heck is going on?
So Mike pulled out his Orby gun.
Well, it reminded me of the story we did one time of the dad who was teaching his son
to do drive-bys.
Drive-bys with a paintball.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. And then the other car had kids that were either coming into the car or getting out of the car, but they dove back into the car, grabbed the guns, and shot at that car as that car drove away. And the pellets, it didn't look like it's, like as high velocity as like an actual airsoft gun would be.
Okay.
But it had splat. I mean, they splat when it hit the car. Like if it hit you, it might give you a little ding, like a
little
bruise.
welt or
yeah, like a little welt. It's like, seriously, it's like, what is going on with this stuff? Because when I was in high school, towards the end of high school, I know there was this little thing that started up with like Nerf guns. Kids would use Nerf guns in kind of the same way, but it never really took off. But now it's like I see police departments posting about it. I actually saw it happen with these Orbeez.
That's ridiculous.
I have not heard
Yeah, I haven't
anything
either.
about it.
That's a good way to get yourself shot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see if you want to grab a group of guys, you go out to the park or
go
something,
but don't be driving around
do like a
shooting.
capture the flag war game or something. Okay, I could see that.
It's literally like turf wars.
Yeah.
Like, through the town. And they've got, like they'll do drive-bys, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
That's ridiculous.
it really is. And I had one other thing too here. I saw from just other random posts that have been going around town that like, I know Morton's had problems with teenagers in the downtown area that would go through and like vandalize stores.
Yeah,
That's been a little
just
bit now.
Being rude and obnoxious, yeah.
So I saw another post. This is kind of one in like a string of other ones I've seen. But from one of my Washington pages on Facebook, it said, it was at the Dollar General, or no, excuse me, the Dollar Tree there in Washington.
Oh, don't get those confused. They're completely different.
Somebody just got mad at you.
Oh, I apologize. So apparently some kids decided to take it upon themselves to create artistic masterpieces within the store. They went to the paint section, popped open paint bottles, flung it all over.
Why?
All the merchandise
I don't even
in the
understand
store.
that.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on? It's like,
I got in mischief when I was a kid and teenager and stuff, but I never was into property damage.
No.
I wasn't going to damage property.
No. Other people maybe, but not property. In Morton, what I've seen at the Walmart is they like to come in big groups and ride around on the handicap the motorized wheelchair things. They like to get on those and ride around the store. I mean,
do they have Orbeez guns?
I haven't seen any. And of course, Walmart has no security or anything anymore.
Well,
so
if they did,
It's the
there's
old-
no teeth in the security there,
Yeah.
so you could.
It's like the oldest employee in the store.
Get off of that! Bite me!
Yeah.
All right, well,
all right then.
you've been told. Okay.
So I just keep seeing this stuff, and it's like, when does it, like, where does this stuff end?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
And I was never into this stuff either as a kid. Like
I said, we would
just
do
didn't-
organized stuff that was like silly or
Yeah.
whatever, but yeah, I wasn't big into that kind of stuff.
it's like, what happened to T-Ping? Like, when was that the most,
The TPing.
yeah, like, now we've gone from that to shooting each other with turf wars with splat guns.
Yeah.
And other people, for that matter, across the city. So,
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know. I'll
it is.
keep my eye out for
Just
it,
drives
though.
me nuts.
At least I know what it's called now.
yeah.
There's no responsibility. There's no personal responsibility anymore for
there's
anything.
not.
For anything. Anyway, that's
That's Mike's platform.
it really is.
No personal responsibility. I agree.
All right. Well, that it. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go on to would
Now
you
that he's done his old man
The old
rant.
man
That's right.
You darn
get off, and
kids.
stay off of my lawn too.
That's right.
So
Out the pull a Clint Eastwood move with my Orbeez gun. Some kids start coming through the
Do
neighborhood.
you feel lucky, punk?
Yeah.
ask yourself, all the excitement, did he shoot 272 Orbeez or 273? Oh my goodness. So, all right. Well, let's do a would you rather. So I have got a question here. I'm going to pose it and we're going to have to decide what we want to do.
Okay.
It says, would you rather be followed by someone playing a flute all day or be surprised daily, just so once a day, but anytime, day or night, be surprised by someone playing the tuba. So they're going to do blah, 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 at any point. Or somebody's just going to follow you around all day playing the flute. And it didn't say in this question, like, if they're playing a particular song or if they're just like...
Does this have a limit like bedtime or anything? Is it just your waking hours?
Let's say you're waking. It didn't, but let's say it's your waking hours.
But that's the flute, right? But the tuba could occur.
Let's say the tuba could just, because it's only going to be like, let's say they're going to come out blaring a tuba for like 30 seconds at any time.
Okay.
Anytime. You could be in the bathroom. You could be in the shower, having your shower, drop. Now you got broken glass in the shower. The bartender quits. I mean, it's horrible.
It might help some bathroom movements.
It might cover up some things going on in there. But we know how you feel about the bathroom.
I don't want the flute player in there all the time.
Well, that's true. The flute, you'd have to wait till nighttime.
Yeah.
But then
I'm sleeping.
The tuba player could pop up. Yeah. Then you couldn't go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I wake up, you get up and go to the bathroom. The flute player runs in there.
You open the lid of the toilet. He pops out of the toilet. So there you go. Where are you going with this one?
I've got mine, but go ahead if you've got yours.
You go ahead. You go first.
I'm going with the tuba player. Mainly because that's a very limited amount of time compared to the flute player. Yes, the flute player probably could be more relaxing, but it'd be annoying. You go to work and this person's behind you all day.
It's like Jethro Tull on a loop.
Yeah.
Like, oh, jeez.
It's like, will you go away?
Shoot me.
Hey, let's go to the movie. Oh, no.
No one would invite you around, ever.
No.
Which might not be a bad thing either. So I don't know. You got to look at, like, you could use that to get out of a lot of stuff.
The benefits. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got this flute player. I can't.
Greg, you want to come to the wedding? You want me coming? I mean, I will, but the flute comes. I can't stop him.
Now, there is an odd chance that the tuba guy might show up.
There is.
But
30 seconds.
You contain the damage. Right?
Yeah, out of 24 hours.
Minimum. But see, I can still use that as an excuse. That's fine. But listen, every day this guy in a tuba just pops up and blur. He hasn't hit me yet today.
Yeah.
I'd love to come to your wedding. I can. Just stay home. Like, okay.
Yeah. I still got to stick with the tuba guy though. That's my call.
I was also going to go with the tuba. And it was basically why Greg said too. I don't like the flute as much as I like the tuba. Anyway, I know it's not going to be a song of my choice or anything with the tuba, but
I don't even know if it'll be a song. It
might just be, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with the tuba. I think I could. I just can't deal with the flute basically all day. Even if it is like this nice, mellow, relaxing thing, I'm just going to get tired of it.
Well, there's times you don't want to mellow, relax. You want to,
Sure. I mean, and it's going to make me super mad when the tuba player does it at 2 a.m.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah.
But I think I can.
And he's going to scare you sometimes, too.
Probably going to give me a heart attack. But I think I can.
You'll be sitting in your car
live
at a
with
train
that.
track.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So I also went tuba, and it's the same thought process. It's like I'd rather have a small window of something annoying than all day long of this, which may or may not be annoying. But even if it's relaxing, after a while, it's like it's going to be annoying just having this constantly playing.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Do you think you would ever just tune it out eventually?
Kind of white noise, maybe.
Yeah. But if there's a person attached
But would
to
your
it,
wife?
it's like,
Is your wife going to want to hear that
no,
all the time?
No.
So that could cause some problems.
All right. Well, we're all even on
I mean,
the
tuba. Your wife's not going to like that either if it happens when she's around. But I don't know.
Wouldn't be a good thing.
All right. Well, let's move on. This next thing, there's really not a good segue at all. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So, and it has to do with some medical stuff. I want to talk more about some of the. Well, you'll just see. I'll just get started.
All right.
It says a man shoves a 4-pound dumbbell up his rear end.
Oh, hold it. This isn't a would you rather?
No.
Oh, I thought we had another one.
No, just had the one. Well, we could.
Oh.
Would you rather shove a 4-pound
No.
dumbbell? I'm going to take B. I don't even know what B is. We're going to go with
We
B.
jumped.
Greg's eyes got pretty big. Whoa. I don't want to do that. What would the second thing be? It would have to be really bad for me to take the 4-pound dumbbell up the rear end. No, I just had the one would you rather.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, would you rather? Okay, no, a man, this really is true. A man from Brazil shoved a 4-pound dumbbell up his rear end, and then 2 days later he needed emergency surgery, which, I mean, that kind of all seems correct, right? So
Sure.
A Brazilian man had to undergo emergency surgery after reportedly shoving a dumbbell up his rear end, and he was trying to gratify himself, I guess. I don't understand, but anyway. So it says that the unidentified 54-year-old man had reported to a hospital after failing to extract the 4.4-pound metal weight from his rectum for 2 days. So it's like this. He experienced a variety of symptoms,
I'll bet he did.
including cramping, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting in small volume.
I like that they added that.
Yeah, well, this is even better. And then it says, and even constipation. Like, well, I would think that would be the first thing. I think constipation would be up at the top, right?
You would think.
It says, and even constipation per the study. Like, there was a study? Like, what happens if a man shoves a 4-pound dumbbell up his rectum? Like, all right. It says, after an initial anal exam failed to reveal anything, doctors decided to scan the region with an x-ray. They just discovered an 8-inch long dumbbell. It says, while the patient was reportedly uncooperative.
Why was he uncooperative? I'd be by that time you're thinking, help me get this out of here.
During the procedure, doctors said that the infiltration was, of a sexual nature. So it says either way they had to act fast. I like that. Unfortunately, surgeons had a difficult time removing the weight. Said they attempted to use tweezers to lift the weight out, but they couldn't grasp it, which left them no recourse. So they had to opt for a manual extraction, which involved the surgeon. It says reaching in. It says with their forearm, but I think they mean up to their forearm.
Oh.
And
I bet he didn't have problems with constipation after this.
Oh my goodness! So he's lucky they didn't do like a MRI or something. The magnet just ripped it right out of his body.
Okay, I have a question. We may have to cut this out if I ask the question.
Well, go. I've got some things, but not really of the sexual nature. I just have some other things. So go right ahead.
In his attempt for gratification, how did it get to the point where he lost the ability to retrieve it?
Well, and the X-ray, it's up there.
Yeah. Well, if the guy has to go in for a manual extraction up to the forearm,
I don't know.
what was he doing? I mean,
I don't know. I got a lot
Slipped.
of things. First off, how would you like to be this doctor? This has got to ruin your day, right? It's like, really? Regular surgery is going to cost X. This is going to cost 3X.
Yeah. And real quick, back to Mike's question to answer that. I'm assuming he probably went into this with some lubrication. So
I would hope so.
So, well, if you didn't, that's even worse. But that could cause some slidage.
Yeah. Well, this right here is what you always wipe down the gym equipment before you use it. That's number one. Okay.
Yes.
Number two, the guy's like, "Hey, can you spot me?" And come on, oh, nope. You're on your own. Can't help you with that.
Well, that's why I got stuck. He didn't have a spotter.
And number three, it says that the doctors they tried to retrieve it with tweezers. I would, this is just me, but I'm going to propose if you have a quote unquote weight that can be picked up with tweezers, that is not a weight, right? I don't do my exercise with, well, you're going to exercise? Yeah, let me get my tweezers. Head to the gym. Got to really work on my pinching movement. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened where it got to this point where it just went up.
Reminds me of a Scrubs episode where somebody got a light bulb stuck up there like that, and they had to try to get it out without breaking it.
See, maybe he started out with it just in a little bit, but he was doing squats and went down too far, and it goes right up in there.
Oh, my gosh.
Or he was just a little too rough with it, maybe. I don't know. I don't understand it. I saw that. I was like, oh, geez, that is terrible. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on a few things with it. So you guys have anything else you want to add, or I'm going to move on?
No.
No.
All right.
Was he at the gym?
It doesn't say. I don't know.
You look at the rack and go, you know what I think I could do with those? I mean, this was only a 4-pounder. I'm shooting for an 8-pounder next week.
You work your way up. You can't just, you don't start with an 8.
Yeah.
You probably started with like a 2. That's why I said, wipe your equipment down. Wipe it down.
Is there one of those charts that show you the different exercises you can do
Probably.
with it? Or?
Probably is.
Not good.
No. Yeah. All right. There was this woman, she was talking, and when I first heard this, I had one kind of a thought. But as I read it, I kind of changed my opinion. I just wanted to get your guys' opinions on this. It said, she makes men, it says, I make men pass a test to date me just to stop the BS. So at first I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm not taking a test to date somebody. I mean, I'm married, so I'm not dating anybody anyway. But if I was single.
I hope not.
No. If I was single, I would not take a test just so I could date somebody.
No.
I don't know what your feelings are on this. But.
Are we going an opinion now?
Well, sure. And then I'll get into the actual story. Just my first initial, when I read that, I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
I wouldn't either. I'm assuming there's a twist here that we're going to see why. But I at first thought I would be the same way.
And mine would probably be one of those that'd make you take one of those tests that you got to fill out all the little circles.
It's like
fill in the dot.
Greg didn't use a number 2 pencil. Oh, you failed.
Yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, see, this one isn't filled all the way in. You got outside the circle.
Either that or it's like the Google security ones. It's like, please select all the squares.
Yeah.
That contain a dumbbell.
I don't test well under. Yeah. I never test
I don't
well.
even see a dumbbell. Oh, it's there. It's there. Just click on the box. I don't want to click the box.
And I don't test well under stress either.
No.
You know, it's like, this wouldn't be good.
So it also says, so far, no one has passed. That's what she said. So, but as I started reading it, I kind of get what she's doing here. It says that Gabby, known on TikTok as Respectfully Gabby, has shared her strict dating rules for men online, which include paying for dinner and caring about her safety. So as I started getting into it, it says, she goes, let's just stop the conversation and the back and forth 50-50 BS. First date, he needs to be paying 100%. That's what she says. And if he's not, I'm like, it's goodbye. So basically, and she's saying that she also kind of, when they say test, it's more of like, how is the guy going to treat her? Is he going to care for her safety? Is he going to take her out, pay for things? Does he expect her to pay for stuff? Says she even recalled a date in Miami when she and a guy she happened to run into shared a few drinks at the bar. At the end of the night, their Ubers were going in separate directions. But instead of hopping into his car as soon as it arrived, he offered to wait with Gabby until hers did too. She did what anyone would do, politely declined as nicety. That's weird. Hang on.
As a nicety.
Okay, there we go. Politely declining as a nicety while secretly hoping he'd stay away. But that one I don't understand. If they just met up at a bar and had drinks, what was she expecting from him at that point?
He said he would stay,
Wait.
and she's like, "No, go ahead."
Yeah. So I think she's expecting a lot more than from guys with these tests than me. But I understand the premise. Let me put it that way. So that got me thinking. It's like I kind of had, not a routine, but I have rules when I was dating. That for myself.
Oh, they meant
would,
for Misha, for your
well,
date.
yeah. I can't get my wife to follow one rule. Are you kidding? That went out the window a long time ago. No, but like for dates, if I asked a girl out, like when I asked my wife out, I did. I paid 100% for all the dates we went on.
Still paying.
Yeah. Still paying. That first date was really expensive. It's still going. But I just had basic manners. I would open the door, or pull out the chair for her, or
Do you still do these things?
Yeah, I still open the door for her. Pulling out the chair, not really.
Pull it all the way out so she falls.
And the car door, a lot of times I don't. I mean, I will once in a while, but most times because I go get the car out of the garage, I pull it out, make sure the garage door's shut, and I pull it up to pick her up.
Yeah.
But if we're walking like on the street or something, I usually walk on the outside and put her on the
too.
inside.
Yep.
I didn't even realize I'm doing it half the time. It's just habit. I know this is probably making me a sexist misogynist. I don't know, but I just, trying to protect. Something happens. It's like, okay, well, I can't do much, but
you never
I'll block
know
something
when you're caught in the middle of an Orbeez turf
I
war.
could be.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll take all the Orbeez shots.
Yeah.
Or someone glancing down at their cell phone. They'll take you out and
Yeah. And another thing, not so much like with just every day, but if you're going out on a first date or you're in a new relationship, dress up. Take some pride in yourself. Don't just, get up, look at yourself, kind of muss your hair up. My pajamas are good enough, or throw on some sweats and a t-shirt. Like, take some pride in how you look.
leave your dumbbell at home.
Leave your Jeez. Please. Do not take it with
I was
you.
going to say, you might be taking it with you.
If you're not careful. If it goes too far, it's going with you wherever you go.
yeah.
But I don't know. That was just some thoughts I had with that.
Well, it's the way we were kind of brought up, but it's funny because when Lori and I first started dating, I would open the door for her a majority of the time. It's the way I was brought up. It's like, you take a girl out, you open the doors for them and blah, blah, blah. So I'd open the door. And at some point she goes, you don't have to open the door for me every time we go somewhere.
So you slammed it shut.
Well, no,
right
and
in
I
front of her.
said, you don't know what you're asking because I kind of either do or I don't. Because it's just kind of how my brain works. It's just like, if you're asking me not to, I won't, but I'm not sure how often I will then. And she said, no, you don't need to. And pretty much after that, I stopped opening the door. I mean, not that I never do. If we're out for a nice date or something, going out on the town.
Like Arby's. You go to Arby's,
Yeah,
you open the door.
I'll open the door, McDonald's, no.
Well, nobody expects you to open the door at McDonald's. She's probably mad that you're at McDonald's.
But I do that too.
You probably have to make her go in the door at McDonald's.
And I'm talking about the car door. I mean, going into a restaurant or something, yes, I would open the door and for her, and I do the, walk on the outside of the street when we're out walking. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's not that I never open the door, but it would have been a routine thing, and I think she would like that. But nope, she canned it.
Woo. Greg's getting saucy. Look at him laying down the law.
You don't stop me from opening the door.
From the sounds of your country concert, Lori may have some competition, so she better watch herself.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
The Beer King.
The Beer King.
He's actually a marketing guy for the April Fool's scam, the beer company. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A cereal beer.
Just give it a
Ooh,
little,
there you go.
Just give it a little bit. It'll show up eventually. Yeah. It'll be there.
It'll be a cross reference too. There'll be a beer named after a cereal and a cereal named after a beer.
That's right.
Miller Lite cereal.
Milk and Suds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. I guess for the dating thing, it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Doug. Like, I get the premise of it, but then again, if you go back on it and you you go back on your own expectations. You know, the guy offering in the first place, he took the courtesy on his own without getting tested, right? Like, he knew he was part of a test.
Maybe he was testing her.
Could be. I don't think the men know they're in taking it.
No, I'm sure they don't.
I think this is.
I just always
covertly.
assumed I was.
I always assumed I'm flunking everything I do. I must be failing.
It's like, okay, you're going to tell him no, and then, you know, he's going to go his own way. Like,
She may have missed some good guys by doing that.
probably. It's like, I understand the premise, but if you're going to start doing stuff like that, then, like, really, what's the point? I mean, if you're going to be upfront with somebody, or if you're not going to be upfront with somebody, what your real expectations are, how do you expect, you know, and I'm sure there's also a reason why no one has passed your test.
Yeah.
Your standards are probably a little too high, and you're probably not voicing your real expectations.
And I guess
like
why
we've seen.
even phrase it as a test to start with?
Yeah.
Why not just go out on the date with a guy? If he treats you well and does these things, great. If he doesn't, then it's like, okay, maybe but don't make it's a test.
Yeah.
You know, I make these guys take a test.
And in all fairness, I know guys whose standards are impossibly high too, because there's like, you know, they're older, never been married, or they're divorced, and you're
and there's probably a reason.
well, you're like, I don't think you really want to get married. You say you do, but man, your standards are impossible. Nobody can hit the standard. You know, no one. They're looking for like the perfect mate. It's like it's impossible. There isn't the perfect mate.
Nope.
I wonder if one of our tests is whether or not he uses silverware to eat a salad.
that could
Could
be.
be.
Might be a, you know,
Or just his hands.
Yeah. If it's a bare hand salad eater, I don't know. That may not pass the test.
May not.
She holds a beer up if he doesn't cheer it.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
gone.
cheer. You gotta cheer the beer.
Cheer the beer. That's a T-shirt.
That is a T-shirt.
Cheer the beer. Oh my goodness. So anyway. All right. Well, kind of in the same vein, while I was reading that article, another one had popped up here, and it was one of these where the headlines kind of grabs you. Like, what? It says, models who are too beautiful for love unite to cry it's out of my control.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes when you're this hot,
Spare me.
you're just going to get burned.
Oh.
So there's a growing number of women who are on social media. They are, social media influencers, everything. They claim they're being
hate that
penal.
term. I hate it. I hate that term.
We're social media
Influencers.
We're bad influencers. Social media bad influencers.
Yeah.
Do not do what we do. But they're saying they're being penalized for being too beautiful, and that's in quotes. So that's what they're saying.
No,
So-
too hot.
So, and what it does, it says it's getting them rejected from dating apps, because they're accused of catfishing and intimidating dates. Now, I'm not 100% sure of catfishing because I'm old, but I think that's where you create a fake profile that it looks like it's a real woman, and then you either blackmail or you get people to send you gifts they think they're sending it to. And it may be a woman, it may be a group of people that have this profile.
Yeah.
Like, send me money, send me gifts.
It'd basically be like if I went on a dating profile and I pretended to be the country singer that Greg was talking
Yeah.
about.
And then he starts showering you with all kinds of
I'd be
gifts,
upset.
asking you to take your shirt off, stuff like that.
Yeah.
At least pour the beer on your shirt.
Oh, yeah, I get it. So, anyway, they had a few models.
Catfishing me.
Can't believe it. Had a few models that were in here. This one woman, she's 24 years old, said a Playboy model, and she claims Bumble, which I'm assuming is a dating app, but I'm not. Again, I'm 50-year-old.
I'm way too old.
I've been married for 29 years, so way out of circulation. So, said that Bumble removed her profile despite her protestations that her photos didn't break any guidelines. Says, I wasn't even on the app for a few hours because pictures I tried posting to my profile were removed, even though they were normal photos. She said that they were removed because she's too beautiful. It happened 3 or 4 times, different pictures. Bumble only allowed one of my pictures to stay up, and it's really hurting my odds. So it says, after living single for a number of years, she took to the platforms hopefully to find the one, but was surprised when the app kept taking her ads down. Said the photos I posted were very basic. One was a selfie One was a picture of me and a friend at a beach. I try to keep everything very PG and not model-esque at all. I wanted guys not stopping at my profile because I'm a professional model. I like this.
Yeah.
She says, I tried to just look like an average girl looking for a date. So there you go, ladies. She's just wanting to be one of the girls, one of you.
In her bikini.
Because she knows you average girls don't know how hard it is.
Oh,
She's a beautiful bikini model, and it is hard. It's difficult. She can't find a date. She can't hardly make ends meet. It's impossible. You average girls don't know how good you got it.
I think she's
Working as a nurse or a teacher or Walmart.
Yeah.
Married to a welder. You guys are living the dream. You're living the dream.
She's beauty shamed.
I can't wait till this podcast's over and I'm going to tell my wife, like, look how you think you have it made. Look at this woman. She'll slap me. Like, it's for the podcast. She's jealous of you. She wants to just work at a college and be married to a mailing machine technician. That's her dream. Instead, she has to be flown around the world and take pictures of her when she's wearing a bikini. I started a GoFundMe page for her. I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Please help us. Help these models. We're going to start a nonprofit, raise some money.
It's crazy.
All right. There's they have a couple other ones. Here's this other gal here. She's from Wales. She's an OnlyFans. This is
Here we go with this again.
It says she makes more than $57,000 a year on OnlyFans. My first thought is that doesn't seem like a lot of money to me for OnlyFans.
Not if that's
does
her
it?
only job.
Only job.
I mean, because OnlyFans is, I've not been there, but I'm assuming it's porn, right? Or something to that effect.
I mean, I think it's
However
a range of.
I think it's however
like
you
the
choose
beer
to-
swilling country guy would be on there pouring beer on his shirt.
Right.
Okay, I
It's
get
whatever
it.
you're,
But it's like,
whatever
I
you
make,
want to be.
I make some more than that, and for not having to degrade myself. Now some people say she wouldn't degrade herself.
So
That's my
you would
opinion.
be getting kicked off dating sites
I would be.
because you're too wealthy.
I'm too beautiful. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
So, hang on here. I lost my whole train of thought there. So, same thing. She was on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. These all, I guess these are
Tinder,
dating-
Bumble, Hinge.
Tinder. Those are three different things.
I know.
They've all banned her from the platforms because they say her photos look fake. Probably because she looks fake, but that's just my opinion. Said I had problems with a couple pictures, so I just replaced them with others. She was booted from Tinder in September. Said I would never post anything offensive.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find a picture of myself wearing clothes when
Oh
90% of
my
pictures are in
gosh.
lingerie or swimwear due to my work.
Yeah, due to my work.
You
So
know
she
what?
can't dress.
Well, and plus,
Do you not have clothes?
well, not only that, everybody has a phone. She could put on clothes, do a selfie in like 30 seconds and post that if she wanted to. Listen, I have to post pictures of myself barely clothed because of where I work. Mike, you work at Walmart. Yeah, I know. And I hardly ever wear clothes. All right. So one other woman kind of caught my attention with what she was saying. She's 27 years old, also a Playboy and Maxim model, and says that her looks are too intimidating for dates. Says that men struggle on dates to hold up a conversation because she intimidates them. Dating is hard. Guys are scared because I'm so beautiful.
She's probably testing them.
A direct quote. I'm so beautiful that guys are intimidating.
I'm sure that's it.
She said, I've been told I'm intimidating to guys because I'm tall. I'm 5'10", and I'm beautiful. And I have a very intense personality.
Oh, I bet.
Then she turns around and says, the men who court her normally, I like this. So after she just said all that, the very next, the men who court her normally are too cocky and self-obsessed. Not like
What?
her. Not,
You're kidding me.
And I bet they're tall,
no way.
too.
not like her.
Unbelievable.
She said they see women as beautiful or as trophies. They see beautiful. Let me try this again. They see beautiful women as trophies. I know I wear a bikini online, but it's a job. Most guys can't see past that. So I like how she goes on and on about herself and then say, other guys are too self-obsessed and
Yeah.
cocky.
I'm not, though.
If they were more like me, intense and very beautiful and tall, they'd know how it felt.
Self-awareness, 0.
That's right. I don't know if you had anything else, but that was kind of the last thing that I kind of had
No,
with
that was it.
All right. The last thing I was wanting to talk about, Mike, you actually sent me a link to this, and I thought, this is pretty good. But we have a product that's
Thought it was a
changing
joke.
its name, kind of. It's still the old name, I think, is out there, but they're changing it. I don't know if they're changing it for just a little bit or if this is in conjunction with the other one. But Cracker Jack now unveils Cracker Jill to promote women, so that women can see themselves in, I guess, sports, but it makes it more look like, hey, look, you could sell popcorn. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it looks like it's to promote women's sports. It says, though. Yeah.
So they're putting that out there to help promote women's sport. I don't know how this is really promoting women's sport. It seems like this is a way to get people to buy your product. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it's really doing to move the needle for anything, if that is a cause that you really care about. So more of what I was wanting to talk about is I'm so sick of these companies that just do these platitudes, that throw something out for whatever. You pick whatever your cause is. They don't really have a cause. Their cause is money. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and this is going to get my name in the paper, get me some free advertising, get the product bump, so I get some money coming in.
Virtue signaling.
Exactly.
To its finest.
Exactly. You know what? Do something real if you really care about that. Start up some nonprofit organizations that help women, train them in different sports or whatever.
Or sports camps or something
Yeah.
for younger girls or something
Yeah,
like
this
that.
is a little different, but a couple weeks ago I was listening to a podcast where a woman, it was a Mike Rowe podcast, and they were talking about different people, and he talks a lot about, getting jobs and the skills gap and getting people into trades and stuff. And there was a woman who loved working with her hands and loved to make stuff and everything, and her dad died when her mom was pregnant with her, so she never met her dad, but her dad was always working on things. And so when she was growing up, I think it was her and her 2 sisters. It was just all women, her sisters and her mom. And so they just had to learn to do stuff. And she always liked working with tools. So she started this nonprofit camp where they have these camps and these young girls can come in and they teach them how to make things and use tools and all the stuff. So, that is somebody that says, you know what, I'd like to help if women are interested in some trade or a skill.
But I bet the whole time she wished there was Cracker Jills.
Well, she said that she saw on a box a woman that was building something, and she's like, I bet I could do that now. Because she saw it on a box. No. So, but that's somebody that's actually doing something about a problem or something that they are concerned about, not just changing the name.
When maybe not to jump ahead, Doug, but
No, go right ahead.
I was looking ahead, in the same article, and they actually touched on the exact same thing I was thinking of to kind of use as an example. They pointed out how, and even we did the story on the M&Ms, how the M&Ms were changing their characters on their marketing to make it more inclusive. But what did you really do, right? You gave one M&M character different looking shoes, and you made one, a little taller or something.
I think they did a lot with shoes because they changed
They
a
did a
couple
lot
of their
of shoes.
shoes.
What is
Yeah.
it with shoes? Like the Flintstone guys?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's like, what are you really accomplishing, right, with this? Your subtle messaging, you're not really, like Doug's saying, you're not really accomplishing anything here concrete.
No.
Just to, change how your product looks in an attempt to make more money off of what you're peddling.
Yeah, I know. But
I don't care for green M&Ms anymore.
But when you sent me this, and I kind of read through it, wife and I went shopping over the weekend, and I was looking around. I started looking at other products. I thought, well, if Cracker Jack has to go to Cracker Jill, we've got some other products that probably need to start doing some name changes here.
Yeah.
And so I've got several. I'm going to throw a couple out, and then if you guys have some, I don't want to take them all. We'll
No,
kinda
throw them
go
out
off.
and let me see what you're thinking, because I'm not sure.
So I saw Little Debbie.
I
So what if
actually had Little Debbie
what if
down.
there's a young man out there that would love to make snack cakes?
Yeah.
When I was young, I would have loved that, but
Little
I always saw
Doug.
Little Debbie.
Little Doug's.
Well, see, I got Dinky Dave.
Oh.
You got to have, because they got little already. So you can't just use little.
Well, and that's another problem. Are you discriminating against
Oh,
certain
they
sizes?
used cracker for both.
So you could have Dinky Dave's Ding Dongs, Dinky
Or
Dave's Twinkies, Dinky Dave's Ho Hos. You can do all of that.
Double XL Dave's.
Double
Ding
XL
dongs.
Dave's. So that's what I had. And then there's Sara Lee. Sara Lee's out there. So we could have, see, with Sara Lee, you almost need like a southern name like Billy Bob's or Bobby Lee's or something. You need something with that going with.
Yeah, I like Billy Bob.
Bobby Lee's pound cakes.
Yeah, see? Moon pie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have some?
I mean, like I went to the candy bar, like Butterfinger. That's insinuating that you're clumsy. We need that's offensive. So
That is offensive.
what could we do with Butterfingers? You know,
Stick'ems.
Stick'ems. Yeah,
Like the old.
deft. Your deft candy bars.
Very deft.
Or I had Hungry Man dinners. You know, it's all about the man.
Yeah.
Oh,
we went
yeah.
to Cracker Jill's from Cracker Jack's. I mean, for Hungry Man dinners, what?
Ravishing woman.
Yeah, or Hungry
Hippo.
Hungry,
Oh, no. That
hungry, or
that might not go well.
well, and you're also hungry. You're insinuating that they're down and out. They're hungry. They're, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. We might have to take that one in a whole different direction. You know, pleasantly
Plump.
pleasantly plump. You're not hungry. You're what? You're
Satisfied.
yeah. You're just
Content.
content person dinners. I don't know. I'm reaching here.
Contented Connies.
Yeah, or Oscar Mayer.
I had Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer Wiener. So you go Olivia Macy's. You have to do a woman's name. Olivia Macy's. I feel like Oscar Mayer would have better wieners.
The Macy.
Yeah. I'm just saying. How about Jimmy Dean? Jimmy Dean sausage.
I had Jimmy Dean
Yeah.
down.
What would you do with Jimmy Dean?
Well, it's kind
You
of
can't
like
have
the
his sausage
it's kind of like the
now.
Sara Lee,
You could do Paula Dean. You keep the Dean. Go with Paula.
Paula Dean's
Paula
sausage,
Dean sausage. Again, I feel like Jimmy Dean probably has the better sausage.
or Brawny.
Oh,
You got the Brawny guy.
That's
gonna
putting
have-
it against the
You gotta go
dumpy.
toothpick or something.
Skinny.
Yeah.
Scrawny.
Scrawny, yeah.
And brawny.
Yeah.
See, we can do brawny and scrawny. It's
For
got like,
equal-
it's
equal-
got like 6 paper towels in that roll.
For equal
the paper
billing.
towels are like razor thin with the scrawnies. They dissolve immediately.
Yeah, I like that. Famous Dave's Pickles.
Ooh, Famous Dave's.
Could have Distinguished Debs.
Yeah,
Because they're famous. We got to keep it kind of in the same vein.
maybe sweet pickles.
Mrs. Buttersworth.
Yeah, that was.
Can't have Mrs. Buttersworth. Just Mrs. Butterworth. You need a Mr., but I don't know what would you do for Mr.
Would he be Butterworth as well, Mr. Butterworth,
I
or
don't know.
Mr.
I can't believe it's not butter. No. He's so fake. And then you got Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
You can't have Mr. Pibb anymore.
Well, in the candies, I had Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah. So all the
Mr.
Mr. need to be
Pibb.
dropped. Mr.
Yeah.
Pibb.
Because would you just have Mrs. Pibb?
Mr.
Or
Clean.
would it be Miss Pibb?
Ms.
Ms. Pibb.
We'd have to ask her.
Yeah.
She probably was Mrs. Pibb and then got divorced, and now it's Ms. Pibb.
Yeah.
She may have had a hard time finding a Mr.
See, I think we would probably just drop the front. It would just be Pibb.
Pibb.
Pib. Or X-Pib.
Yeah.
Pib X or something.
Pibb X. Yeah.
Or if it was a woman, it might be hyphenated. Mrs. Pibb hyphen,
Pepper.
yeah, Pibb Pepper.
Mrs. Pibb Pepper.
Because she's got a choice between Mr. Pibb or Dr. Pepper.
True.
You're
Doctor.
going Dr. Pepper. The doctor's the way to go.
What would you
That's
do?
enough. Oh, go ahead.
I did, because I did candies, you know. What would you do for the Three Musketeers? Those are guys. Those are, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
So
you
we
can't
got to
do
be political
Musketeers.
correct. I mean, it's like,
You can't do Musketeers. So
or do we keep the Three Musketeers and then we have the Three Damsels?
Well, then that
Because that's kind of along the
that would be
Cracker
implying
Jill.
that they need a man.
yes, Greg,
saving.
come on.
Well,
They
no,
don't
it's
need a
kind of
man.
like the Cracker Jack and Cracker Jill, you have the 3 musketeers and the 3 damsels.
I think that you're saying that women need a man to
Yeah.
save them.
Oh, so we need stronger women.
Strong women.
3 what then? 3. What was Joan of Arc?
See, the problem is no matter what name you would come up with, it would not be good enough.
For the musketeers?
Well, for any of them. That would be the problem. That's the real issue. No matter what you do, it's not good enough.
Then I had a couple candies that were offensive to a couple groups of people, the airheads and the nerds.
Yeah?
You know, so I don't know what we can do about airheads.
We could do the 3 screaming banshees. I don't know. Yeah, airheads and nerds. Nobody cares if they make them upset.
No, they don't. They really don't.
They'll just kick you off of their social media platforms that they own. Or
Airheads, I guess you could just go with blondes.
That was Greg Daniel.
Yeah,
Well, you didn't
nerds.
say woman. It could be blonde men.
It could be.
We don't know.
I've never heard a blonde man joke, but it could be.
Well, they're not funny. Oh, man. Yeah, I got nothing else. So that was kind of the end of it. I don't know. I was just trying to kind of fizzled at the end there. I ran out of stuff.
Well, the whole thing started because I thought that this was actually, we do the satire articles every once in a while.
Yeah.
I thought this was a satire piece, which is, at first glance, kind of like what you'd think. Like,
But it's real, right?
it's real.
Well,
It's definitely a real story.
And the thing I didn't like about it's like, okay, you want to do that, just come up with another product. Because then they had the girl singing the
Yeah,
Take Me Out
I
to the
heard
Ball Game.
Yeah.
They just create a new product.
And they put in, instead of where
Yeah.
a box of Cracker Jacks, they said a box of Cracker Jills or what.
And then it's something about
then they
you can't
changed-
stop me or
Yeah, they changed the verbiage of
Yeah.
the. So now they'll be singing that the 7th inning stretch, and it's like, no, you don't got to change everything. Pick if you want to
yes.
have it, that's fine.
it must be all changed and erased.
It's like I'm not against them having a product that promotes, women or whatever, but
He's not for it either, but he's not against it. He thinks you women should have a couple of products, women products.
one or two. Summer's Eve.
Those
Oh, they
feminine
do have
things
those.
in
They
that
do have
section
those.
that we don't go to.
Yeah, the
You know,
section we
they would
do-
obviously be inferior to the men's product, but they're your own thing. So I don't know.
I got.
We better
none.
quit before Greg gets completely canceled.
Yeah, I've offended blondes. I've
Country music
Country
fans, people that like beer. you just went rogue today. I'm glad when you thought that the article about the man with the dumbbell was a would you rather. I'm glad you didn't answer it. I'll just do that one. Whoa, that's not a would you rather.
I didn't even hear the second part.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, I got nothing else.
No. I'm good.
All right. Well, hey, thank you all for tuning in, listening. If you like the show, give us a 5-star rating, a review, hit the share button, put it out there for other people to listen to. Keep driving those numbers up. We appreciate it. And hope you relax. Have a good week. Don't get offended about things. This is all just in good fun. And we hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.